Welcome, Mehron. So today's the first time in a month that I'm actually, or even over a month actually, that I'm going to be doing a full body paint, and I'm super excited to do this because I just can't wait to get back into body painting, get back into making videos. The last video I even filmed was on Halloween day. Like today, as I'm filming this, it is November 27th. The last thing I filmed was on Halloween day, so it's been a long time since I painted, or at least for me it has, and I've been doing other art things on the side in my free time, but I haven't done anything in front of the camera, I haven't done anything on my body, and I just can't wait to get back to it. And I have a few videos that I may post later on that I worked on like as spare videos from when I was gone. I just didn't get around to actually editing them and using them as spare videos, so I'm gonna keep hold of those to use when something else comes up. I can't wait to actually get started. So today's look, what you're here for, is I'm actually gonna be doing a gingerbread inspired look. I'm super excited to do this because I didn't get to do a lot in the month of October, which is like my favorite month ever. Sorry if my intro is long-winded and I'm talking a lot, but it's been a while since I've talked to you guys. Other than that, I'm excited to get started, so let's get started. As per usual, I'm taking my white eyeliner pencil and I'm going to be sketching out the eyes, which are two different peppermints, so they're going to be circles. And they're going to be right on top of my eyes. I kind of use my eyebrows and all that fun stuff to kind of evenly map out both sides. I'm also going to be marking where the eyebrows are going because I'm going to be making them frosting, so they're going to be white. I would like to map them out so I don't put any body paint on top of where the eyebrows are going because it'll muddy up the colors. And I'm also going to map out the nose with my little gumdrop. Once it's all mapped out and it looks pretty good to me, I'm taking this light brown color from Mehron and I'm going to put it all over my face.
How's your paint gun going?
I just started. Well, you can tell by looking at me that I'm done.
I thought you were almost done.
I'm done, look at it. I'm done.
It's so good.
I think I'm gonna get about 1 million subscribers for this one.
If you don't submit this to a contest, I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing with my life either. I mean, this is just beautiful. I'm done, guys. Tutorial's over.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Alright, let's go get pizza.
And continuing to put it on my face. I'm not really sure why I made this face. Next, I'm getting a black stipple sponge. You can also just take a regular cosmetic sponge and kind of rip it apart to get the little dotty feature that I'm going to be using here. And I'm going to take a dark brown color from Mehron and just stipple it all over my face to give it that cookie texture. And I'm also going to take a smidgen of black and lightly dab it in some spots as well. Then I'm going to get this detailed brush that I actually cut up the edges of to make it kind of pokey. And I'm going to get the black color and just make a little bit of bigger dots just randomly on my face. Again, just like a cookie, they have different textures, different colors in it, especially a gingerbread cookie because it has different spices in it. And then I'm also going to grab some white body paint on that stipple sponge and kind of just put it on the high points of my face to help with the texture and also help with the natural highlighting of my face and the gingerbread cookie-ness of it. So that would include like my cheeks and my forehead and my chin and a little bit on my nose. And once that looks good, I'm getting a white body paint and I'm adding the frosting eyebrows. And my eyebrows, I kind of made them curl. I didn't want them to look angry because I'm not trying to be an angry gingerbread man, but I wanted to curl because I want it to be kind of like fancy frosting, if that makes sense. And once I have my fancy frosting eyebrows down, I'm actually going to be taking my BH Cosmetics contour kit and I'm going to take like a medium brown color from that and start shadowing around the eyebrows. Normally you like highlight underneath your eyebrows, but because the frosting is sitting on top of the gingerbread cookie, I am actually shadowing around it. And then once I feel like I need to add the color, I'll just dip into the darker brown color and kind of deepen it up a little bit. And I also grab a little bit of black to deepen it up a little bit more. Once that looks pretty good, I'm actually going to add some frosting lips. I didn't know what to do with my lips, so I asked my husband and he said you should make them white and frosting and then add little smile lines. You know, when you make a gingerbread man, you make like the cheeks and everything. So I started with the lips though, and I covered them with the same white body paint that I did with the eyebrows. Once it looked pretty good to me, I took the same brown colors from that BH Cosmetic contour set kit, whatever you want to call it, and I went around the lips the same way. I started with the like medium tone brown and kind of just started shadowing around it. Then I dipped into the darker brown, and then in some spots I actually grabbed the black. Next I wanted to do the gumdrop button on my nose, so I took a teal color from Mehron and put that on that gumdrop button. Then I took a stipple sponge and stippled some white on the center of that gumdrop. Once that looked good, I took a dark teal color that kind of matched this teal, only obviously it was darker, and it's actually from my NYX Cosmetics Ultimate Brights eyeshadow palette, and I just put it on the edges of the gumdrop and shadowed it in so that the highlight was on the very tip of my nose. Once I was happy with that, I did the same thing I did with the frosting, and I took the BH Cosmetic contour set and I took the light medium-ish brown color and contoured it, and then got the dark brown and added more, and then I got a smidgen of black and added more. Once it looks good, I took a little bit of white body paint on a detailed brush and just kind of highlighted the top of the gumdrop a little bit more. I dabbed it out with my finger to make sure it wasn't too harsh. And because I had that white out, I decided that this was a perfect time to add the little smile lines that my husband was talking about, so I added them to the cheeks, and I didn't want them too harsh because I thought that would make it look even creepier than it's going to, because it wasn't my intention to go creepy. And then I also extended my smile with that white body paint as well. Once it looked good, I added the same shadowing the same way I've been doing it this whole time, with the 2 browns and a little bit of black. Again, just a popular thing that I'm going to do this whole time, working the color up. Next, I actually took the highlight color from that same BH Cosmetics set. It's like a light brown color. I don't know if it's technically supposed to be highlight. I don't know what it is, but I took it and I used it to highlight my gingerbread man. It actually worked quite nice, so I put it on the cheeks, the forehead, the chin, and the nose, and it helped give some more dimension to the face. Then I took the same medium brown that I kept starting with in the beginning, and I started contouring the cheeks, kind of making it fall into those little cheek lines that I made, so it all kind of flowed together a little bit nicer. And I also went underneath my chin and jaw with that same contour shades that I had before, dabbing a little bit on my forehead and around the eyes as well. Next, I took some white body paint again and I started filling in one eye. I'm working one eye at a time because I actually at this point wasn't sure what I was going to be doing with the eyes. I knew I wanted them to be peppermints. I just didn't know if I wanted both to be peppermints or if I wanted one to be a gumdrop. I wasn't sure. Once the white was nice and opaque, I went ahead and set it with some translucent powder, and then I got some red body paint from Mehron on a detailed brush and started adding the lines. This was a little tricky because for some reason every time I have this specific eye closed, my other eye starts twitching and I'm not really sure why. I guess I just have a hard time. But once the eyes were all lined and set, I started filling in sections and just making it look more like a peppermint. Once the lines were filled in, I went ahead and took a little bit of that brown and kind of just went around the edges and started shadowing around it to, again, just make it look like the peppermint was sitting on top of the skin. I obviously went into some black as well. I took more black around the eye than I did with anything else because I really wanted the eyes to look deep. And then because I had that black out, I decided it would be smart to kind of go around some of those lines in the peppermint to make them stand out a little bit more. And this is when I decided that I was going to make a peppermint on the other eye, but I was going to do a green peppermint, so I guess a spearmint more than a peppermint. Then I took some light green body paint from Mehron and I did the same thing where I added all the lines, and then once the lines looked nice, I started filling them in. And then because the green was a little bit too light, I went ahead and grabbed my NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette, Ultimate Brights Eyeshadow Palette, and I took the bright green color from that and kind of put it on top just to kind of deepen up and brighten up that color a little bit more to make it stand out. And then I did the same thing where I grabbed the same brown colors and the black and went around the eyes to deepen them up. And again, I took that same black and went around the green parts of the peppermint to make them stand out a little bit more as well. Once that looked good, I took my stipple sponge and some white again and just stippled it onto the peppermints to make them have some texture as well. Then I took some black body paint and I covered my ears because most of the time, as far as I know, gingerbread cookies do not have ears. Moving on to the body. I'm going to be adding a bow to my neck. I'm not really sure why I did this, to be honest, but I added a bow and I added some gumdrop buttons. I think I just mainly did that so that the body had some more character. And then because I wasn't really happy with how little character he had, I decided that I was actually going to make a bite out of his arm. Once it looked pretty good, I took the brown color that I started with on my face and covered my neck and chest everywhere that I wasn't going to have something laid down. Speaking of which, I took the black body paint and blacked out that arm. I decided to start with that so I had a better understanding of what I was trying to do. Next, I took that stipple sponge again with the darker brown color and stippled it all over my neck and chest and arm. And I also took a little bit of black and did that. And then also I took some of that white and highlighted pretty much just my collarbone and a little bit of my chest. And again, taking that detailed brush and a smidgen of that black, I'm going to be adding the bigger little black dots. Bigger little black dots. Good description. Taking that white body paint, I highlighted around the bite marks so that it looked like the little points are highlighted a little bit, standing out a little bit more. Next, I moved on to the bow tie and I made it all red. I was going to make it red with green detailing and I decided not to for whatever reason. Then taking some black body paint, I'm actually outlining all of the bow tie and adding some like little pull marks so that it has more detail in it. Then once that looks good, I'm actually going around the whole bow tie with the same brown colors. Probably tired of me saying that. And then I'm also taking some black and deepening up all those shadows. And then I'm also going to be going into the bow tie itself and just using the black to shadow around the whole thing to make it look a little bit more realistic. Then once that's all done, I took some white to highlight the bow because of course you need to highlight. Once it looks pretty good, I'm going to be taking a lavender color and filling in one of the gumdrops, and I didn't have my camera pointed down enough, but the other gumdrop that I have there, I made a pastel yellow. Both of them are from Mehron. And then of course I took the same browns and blacks and I shadowed around each gumdrop as well. Again, I didn't have the camera pointed down enough, so you didn't really get to see that, but you get the gist since I did it throughout the whole body paint. Other than that, I am done, and I'm actually really excited about how this turned out, and I love it, and even though it's like kind of creepy, kind of not, I don't know, I can't decide, but I like it anyways. It almost makes me think of a clown, to be honest. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I can't wait to do some more Christmas looks and some more body paints in general. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me any other ideas on the art-related projects, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye!